no one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com where the world plays poker.
You folding?
The Joker's no smoker. There's poker to play. You love the cards. You love the aces. It's all in the hands of Lady Luck, or is it? Stay tuned for what's on tap. Good evening. I'm Jesse May here with snooker legend Steve Davis for the PartyPoker.com European Open. And Steve, among the concepts we've discussed, we haven't talked about position yet, which is really one of the big things in Hold'em.
Well, it's talked about a lot in commentary. Let me ask you a question that I know you know the answer to. Wouldn't you like to make a decision after everybody else had made their own decision?
It has to be an advantage intuitively.
Okay, so let's take a look at that in a poker scenario. When the dealer's dealt the cards and the small blind and the big blind have put their money in, the first person to act is this gentleman here, or lady. He's got the first choice. He's called he's under the gun. He has to make his decision before the rest of them can make theirs. If he gets it wrong and somebody raises after him, he's then going to put in more money. He's got an early choice. Wouldn't you rather be further round the table, back towards the dealer button to make your choice?
I mean, basically, he's got no information to work on, aside from the mathematical percentages of what beats what.
Okay. Obviously, the small blind and the big blind can make their decision there, and they have the final say in things. But you'd rather be round by the dealer to make your decision later. Okay. The second phase is, after the first round of betting, you have the flop. Now all of a sudden things change again, slightly, but even so, the last person to make their mind up is the dealer. It goes to the left of the dealer, the first decision. If he gets this decision wrong, he's in terrible trouble. If these people here decide to check, it gives information to this guy, or these people around this the back end of it, so to speak, that they're showing weakness. The only situation sometimes when being the first to act can be of help is if you can pull the trigger first and make your opponent blink. So let's say there's only two left and the dealer's there and this guy here, and he's the first to bet. Possibly he can put pressure on this guy to fold, even though he's the first one to make a decision. But only really in that situation. Most times you still rather be getting information.
Well, one person who's definitely in a position to know about position, former world champion Phil Hellmuth.
How does your position affect the way that you play a hand? Massively. But a lot of times traditionally people would raise in late position with weak hands in order to try to steal the blinds. These days people are expecting that. So sometimes you want to raise with your weak hands in early position because they think there's a less likelihood that you actually have the hand. How about the position to make a re-raise? A good position to make a re-raise would be either on the button or from the big blind. If you re-raise someone from the big blind, it's just them and you. You don't have to worry about someone else waking up with a hand behind you. So the big blind is a good place to re-raise, and a good place to make a early position raise would be a great place for you to make a raise when you're weak.
Well, they call Phil the poker brat, but he knows etiquette, but maybe not as well as the gentleman, Liam Flood, who is going to be playing this evening. And Liam, what is poker etiquette?
Well, it's to behave yourself properly at the table, basically, and be a good loser and a good winner at the same time.
Liam, I've been around in poker for a very short spell of time, but I've noticed in other sports the etiquette seems to have got worse. How's it been in poker?
I think it has improved tremendously in the last 3-4 years. There's no bad language allowed because there's a lot of female players coming into the game. And they don't throw the cards at the dealers as they used to. If somebody got a bad beat before, they used to throw. I've seen people tearing up the cards at the table and then throwing them at the dealer.
It's never easy, win or lose, but do as the gentleman does, take it on the chin, and we'll see who the 5 players Mr. Liam Flood will be playing against this evening are. Well, everyone on Twitter. The seats are being shaken, not stirred. Cards are squared and shuffled. When we come back, the games will begin.
No one to play with? There's always PartyPoker.com.
Welcome back. Well, it's about time to start before the clock strikes 5. Myself and Steve Davis will be guiding you through all the action. Let's check out the hands begun.
So a battle of supreme wills here this evening. And the cards out already. It'll be Barry Hearn first on the button and last to speak this first hand. Blinds of 1 in 2,000.
Pass.
Tony McKay on the action, and he's folded up shop. 2,000 is the bet. Players beginning this tournament with 100,000 in tournament chips, and will play to one has them all. Folded around now to Barry, who
Raised to 6,000 total.
well, this is a wrinkle early on. Raised to 6,000 with the 8-4,
Pass.
and he's taken the pot.
I hate.
He's come to play.
I have to win one.
Let's check out the ranking of hands. Each 5-card poker hand falls into the official ranking of poker hands. Bottom of the ladder is high card only. A pair just above that, and 2 pair is higher still. 3 of a kind is 3 of a number, a straight. 5 cards in a row of any suit. A flush is 5 cards of the same suit in any order. Full house, 3 of a kind plus a pair. 4 of a kind is self-explanatory, and a straight flush is 5 cards all in a row of the same suit. Royal flush is top of the pops. That's a straight flush, ace high. Barry Hearn recently played in a TV tournament, and by the third hand he had lost half his stack and had quite a tussle to get it back. So I wonder if that's going through his head. He doesn't want to get too involved early, but sometimes the cards dictate your involvement.
Six-handed, ace-queen.
Call.
It's a very, very good
Pass.
hand. Ian Harris, flat calls with a pair of sixes.
And those flat calling, that flat calling with the pair, I mean, we were talking about position before. It works very well when you're in position. If Ian Harris does hit a 6 on the flop,
Pass.
he'll be in a good spot to maximize the profit.
The good thing about calling with a pair of sixes is it's very disguised. Should sort of the flop come down a bit ragged with a 6 in there. So there is an advantage. It depends how much it costs. But now all of a sudden the 6s don't look so good.
Oh, and they're not good. Baza with the top pair, top kicker. He's eyeing his chips
8,000.
like they're a milk machine.
Little grimace there from Barry, pretending that he didn't like it when he loved it.
Bet and take it from the razor.
It's easy if you don't get caught. It's embarrassing if you do.
Oh, I can't sit and listen to this all night. I've listened to it for 25 years. I can't have any more of it, surely.
Pass. Pass.
Pass.
Pass.
Looking at the faces,
Call.
and a limp in from Chris Parks,
Call.
who's in a bit of an extreme sport himself.